everyone in the Secrets of Sleep Baby and Toddler Sleep Up group. My name is Courtney. I am your host. I'm a pediatric sleep consultant. I help families get a great night of sleep. We're doing a live series right now about setting up for bedtime success. So this is for anyone who struggles with bedtime battles, or it takes their baby or toddler a really long time to fall asleep at bed. This is for you. Okay, so today, we've done a couple different ones. One, we talked about screen times. I definitely recommend, getting rid of screen times around 5 o'clock. Last, I also talked about having dim light time in your house. So instead of having really bright lights shining at our children all the way up until 7 o'clock, which is what I recommend to be bedtime, I recommend dimming the lights. I recommend dimming the lights so that we're kind of setting up for bedtime success. And then today I'm going to do dark time. So dark time would be like pitch black dark time, okay? If we do dark time, so I'm probably thinking right before bed. The reason why we don't want to do some dark time is because it takes about 30 minutes of time of being in darkness for our body to produce enough melatonin for us to feel sleepy enough to fall asleep. Okay, so this means that if it takes your child 30 minutes to fall asleep at night, that's normal. That's normal for kids. It's normal for, adults to take at least about 20 minutes to fall asleep. We want our kids to take time to fall asleep. It's not necessarily normal if if they're crashing while falling asleep, while watching TV, or if we put them into bed and they just fall asleep right away. We're putting our kids to bed when they're overtired. So what's actually normal and what we want to do is put our kids to bed at a really great time, get them used to this habit so that they can fall asleep, independently and stay asleep. Okay, so 20 minutes of dark time. So this means that I recommend kind of dim lighting when you're doing your teeth brushing, if you do a bath, you don't have to do a bath. If you love baths, great. If you don't, then that's fine too. But if you do a bath, teeth brushing, I recommend dim lighting for those activities. It's a huge culprit that bathroom lights are super bright. I recommend dim lighting, okay? So dim lighting, when I do my storybook time with my kids, so I'm a mom, I have 2 kids, I do stories before bed. I actually have the lights off, which everyone's like, that's weird, right? When I have my kids in their bath, before bed, I have the main lights off and I have very dim lighting for bath time. We don't want bright lights shining in our kids' faces right before they go to sleep because it's going to take them long. We're giving off the message that it's daytime, right? So I always recommend about 20 minutes of dark time. So for me, with my kids, we have the lights off and I use a flashlight and I shine it onto, some books and we read a book, okay? It's still kind of dim lighting time. It's not really dark time, but I'm doing the best I can with kind of our habit. And then after that, I usually spend for my family about, 5-10 minutes where I just snuggle with my kids in their beds. And that's a part of our bedtime routine. Okay, so this is where it's one of those things that we want to give our kids comfort at bedtime, right? There's nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing. Lots of families I work with say, I love co-sleeping, for these reasons, but I don't want to be co-sleeping anymore. I want them to be in their own beds, but I worry I'm going to miss the snuggles. This is where I'm I snuggle with my kids every single night before bed, but we have really great habits in place. We have really set boundaries that they know that I snuggle with them for 5-10 minutes. We have our dark time together. So this is helping their bodies produce melatonin while feeling really safe and loved by their mom. And then our boundary is that it's, 5-10 minutes and then I go out, okay? They're used to that. They know that they stay in their beds, that sort of thing. And then this helps them so that, by the time, so if I'm putting my daughter to bed first because she's younger, I go to my son. By the time I'm done, story time and snuggle time with my son, I'll pop my head and I'll look at my daughter and she's usually always asleep. And the reason why is because she's had, 10 minutes at least of dark time. So my recommendation is ideally 20 minutes of dark time so that we can anticipate that 10 minutes from when you leave the room that they're going to be falling asleep. Okay, so 10 minutes or 20 minutes of dark time before bed is a huge recommendation. If you have bedtime battles and you're taking your kid from bright lights into darkness, I don't recommend that. I recommend kind of setting up yourself for success by dimming the lights at 5 o'clock, 20 minutes of dark time at bedtime, and then your kids will feel really sleepy when you're putting them to sleep. Okay? If you have any questions or you have anything you want to say about that, feel free to write a post below. If you want support through sleep, if you have, these bedtime battles that are just like a struggle every night, if you're one of the families that, you just hit that point where like we just got to hop into the car seat, do a drive, any of those reasons, like post below, we're struggling with sleep, we can set up a free sleep strategy call. Like we can get on the phone, we can talk, I can pinpoint the culprits, I can help you find out what it is like interfering with your little one's sleep. And if you want support through it, like this is what I do. I help families, we take 3-week programs, and we put strategies in place that help us, set up for bedtime success, make sure that our little ones, feel comfortable in their sleep location so that they wake up in the middle of the night, look around, feel comfortable, and fall back asleep on their own. That's what it takes for our kids to be able to do that. So if you want support with that, that's what I'm here for. I offer a really great 3 weeks to better sleep program, and it's very one-on-one and, all encompassing. We do daily tracking, through a Rested app. So then I can see exactly what's going on in your little one's sleep. I can make daily comments. You can ask daily questions. We do weekly phone calls. And yeah, lots of families are getting a really great night of sleep through this, and you could be the next. Okay? Bye, everyone.